Altel, are you connected?
Alabama's governor comes to Dothan to put some heat on a local lawmaker and then goes to Elba for the reopening of Dorsey trailers. Those stories and more are coming up. News 18, the late edition, starts now.
Covering your community, this is WDHN News 18 at 10.
Good evening, I'm Andrew Findlay, and this is News 18 at 10. Governor Siegelman campaigned for his plan to raise money for education at Kelly Springs Elementary School in Dothan today. The governor proposes closing corporate tax loopholes and creating a privilege tax for businesses to avoid more cuts in school spending. But Siegelman's proposal has been stuck in committee. News 18's Lindsay Speed has the story.
Once again, the governor has traveled to the Wiregrass to rally support for his anti-proration plan. But before the plan can go into effect, it must get out of committee.
Tomorrow, the members of the House Ways and Means Committee have a choice. They can either vote for cuts, or they can vote to put my plan that will close corporate loopholes out to the full floor of the House.
That's why the governor is focusing on individual committee members. Here in Dothan, that's Joe Carruthers.
I need Joe Carruthers to stand up with me and to vote against these big, giant corporations. He has a choice to support these school kids or to support a handful of giant corporations who aren't paying their fair share of taxes.
Governor Siegelman says that Joe Carruthers is being pressured by big businesses because they fund his campaigns, and that he would raise income taxes on Alabama families and cut school funding to win an unrelated fight. But Joe Carruthers says this is not the case.
That is the governor's political rhetoric. I have no use for that kind of talk. That is not the truth. It's never been the truth. And just because you have a voting committee on certain issues, on certain bills, and you vote one way, and he can come back and pull that vote up years later and say, well, Representative Carruthers doesn't support public education, that's malarkey. Absolutely malarkey. I've been there 27 years supporting public education, and I don't intend to stop just because of this crisis that we're having now in public education.
In Dothan, Lindsay Speed, WDHN News 18.
One state lawmaker is accusing Alabama's school superintendent of using scare tactics when talking about cutting extracurricular activities at schools. Superintendent of Education Ed Richardson is proposing pulling the plug on programs like sports and band that don't pay their own way at schools. Richardson also told members of the Alabama Association of School Boards on Friday that small schools and districts should be closed. The superintendent of Birmingham School says that as drastic as Richardson's proposals are, they may be necessary if money to schools is cut further. Governor Siegelman was also in Elba today, joining with company, city, and state officials for the reopening of Dorsey trailers. The company's already put many people back to work, and it's expected to continue its comeback. News 18's Jordan DiTilio has more.
For 90 years, the city of Elba was home to the Dorsey Trailer Company, which served as a symbol of quality jobs and quality trailers. But when the company closed last year, former Dorsey employee Senator Jimmy Hawley says it was a hard time.
The bedrock of your community, which was Dorsey Trailers, and several hundred jobs going away and going out of business. You had people who worked here well over 45 years. This was their home, this was their community, this was their business, and they no longer had a job.
But today, the Dorsey Company announced it will once again be manufacturing trailers for commercial trucking use.
Hearts and hopes have been lifted now that this plant has been reopened with new management and a new fresh commitment, not only to build the best trailers in the world, but provide the best jobs in the world to the best workers in the world.
Dorsey Trailer Company has already provided 73 jobs, and the company anticipates creating up to 500 more jobs over the next 2 years. Despite the recent recession in the trailer business, Dorsey President and CEO Chris Street decided to buy the company and is confident that Dorsey will succeed.
Well, one time, this is a $200 million company. Only 18 months ago, we have invested approximately $7 million into the business. We continue to invest. We think it's a $200 to $300 million business next few years.
In Elba, Jordan DiTilio, WDHN News 18.
A hearing over the firing of a Dothan police officer has been put off till next year. A hearing for former policeman Jimmy Singleton is scheduled for January 8th before Houston County Circuit Judge Jerry White. At issue is whether the media can be barred from the employment appeal hearing as they were today. Alabama's Sunshine Law allows closed-door meetings when the good name and character of an individual is being discussed. Singleton was fired earlier this year for allegedly having improper relations with a crime victim. A pair of masked gunmen robbed a Dothan hotel on US 231 South last night. Houston County Sheriff's investigators say 2 men went into the Dothan National Golf Club and Hotel just before midnight last night and demanded money. The clerk says the robbers had stockings over their heads and one of them had a semi-automatic weapon. The men got away with an undisclosed amount of money. Sheriff's investigators are continuing to work on the case. Wet roadways and a thick mist are making driving a little hazardous tonight. Let's get the latest on our weather now from News 18 meteorologist Melissa Baumbach. Melissa?
Well, Andrew, it is very sticky and just muggy outside at the current time. If you have to go anywhere tonight, be very, very careful because the roadways are slick and we are seeing drizzle all across the area and actually some fog as well. Currently in Fort Rucker, we're seeing foggy conditions under overcast skies. The temperature is 59 degrees. The winds are currently out of the north, and the dew point is the same as the temperature. Very, very sticky scenario outside at the current time. Here's a look at the Doppler radar. It's not picking up the drizzle on the radar right now, but we are seeing some very, very light drizzle all across the area. Our lows this morning from our storm watchers were in the 50s and highs were in the 60s except for at Andrew McGinnis' house where he saw a high of 76 degrees. Finley Boyd called it a low of 60 and a high of 66, which is not on that particular chart. Here's a look at your area waterways for today and your generating schedule for tomorrow. Now the complete look at your work week forecast. It looks like a wet one. Andrew?
Thanks, Melissa. The Houston County Commission finds a way to save money on garbage, and some police in central Alabama find some unusual roadkill, a shark. We'll tell you about it when News 18, the late edition, continues.
Internet services are provided by Perceiva Snow Hill Internet.
This portion of News 18 brought to you by Village Cleaners.
Are you looking for a quality dry cleaner? Look no further than Village Cleaners. Village Cleaners features the area's finest dry cleaning equipment, ensuring your clothes are cleaner, brighter, and odor-free. And best of all, it's environmentally safe. Village Cleaners is also the exclusive home of the Excalibur shirt system. This system processes your shirts crisp, fresh, and without the unsightly clamp mark you get at the other cleaners. So for quality, convenient, and fast service, it's Village Cleaners. Now with 6 locations serving Southeast Alabama.
Wouldn't it be nice if you could just get a great $6 restaurant burger without the restaurant? Introducing the $6 burger, only $3.95 at Hardee's.
With a breakthrough bolt guidance system and the most advanced rimfire engineering ever, the Remington Model 597 is capable of shooting some very tight groups. And it just might bring a couple people closer together, too. The Remington Model 597. The most advanced .22 rifle ever built.
If you're in the market for a new car or truck, don't buy until you check out the deals at Bill Kramer Chevrolet in Donaldsonville. Bill Kramer's got 2001 Monte Carlos, Impalas, Malibus, and many more at 0.0% interest for 60 months. General Motors and GM dealers keep America rolling with 2001 trucks at only 2.9% interest over 60 months. That includes Silverado, S10, Tahoe, Suburban, and others. Come by and check out all the new 2002 models, including the Chevy Avalanche and Trailblazer at Bill Kramer Chevrolet in Donaldsonville.
And now, back to WDHN News 18 at 10.
A little shopping around is saving Houston County some money on garbage disposal. The county made an agreement with the Solid Waste Authority to take its garbage to any place that's less expensive, so long as they continue to pay fees. The county commission's chairman says they'll save thousands.
This will save us about $8 a ton, something like that. So, you know, we're looking at about $30,000 to save. Should be.
Culver says what the county pays for future waste disposal depends on what other local governments decide to do about landfill space. The war to rid Afghanistan of the Taliban and destroy the al-Qaeda network continues to go well, with one exception. The leaders have so far avoided capture. ABC's Michael Baltiera reports the hunt goes on.
The road to Kandahar is littered with remains of fleeing Taliban fighters, testaments to the accuracy of American bombs that stopped their escape. Now, U.S. Marines from Camp Rhino are also joining in the effort to capture fleeing Taliban and al-Qaeda. Marine, ground, and air assault teams have moved to within 12 miles of Kandahar with blocked roads and exits. From that staging post, the Marines can move quickly against any fleeing fighters. One of the major figures they are looking for is Mullah Muhammad Omar, the supreme Taliban leader who disappeared after the surrender of Kandahar. U.S. officials believe he has not gone far.
But we've got good indicators of that he has not left the area. He may, in fact, not be in the city, but we don't believe that he's left the area.
In eastern Afghanistan, near Tora Bora, the campaign also continues. The U.S. now says it is almost certain Osama bin Laden is hiding in the high mountain caves here. With the help of U.S. airstrikes and special forces, the anti-Taliban militias mounted a three-pronged attack. This could prove to be the hardest military objective of the campaign. But U.S. officials are confident they are making progress in capturing bin Laden.
I think we probably substantially reduced his authority over people who might be inclined to listen to him.
For the first time in this campaign, U.S. forces have also been seen in the capital, Kabul. A unit of Marines secured the grounds of the American embassy. It is a preliminary step toward the eventual reopening of the U.S. mission, which closed 12 years ago. The U.S. says it has obtained a videotape of Osama bin Laden discussing the attacks on September the 11th. Officials who have seen the tape say there's no doubt Osama bin Laden had advanced knowledge of the attacks. They are now trying to decide whether to release the tape to the public. Michael Baltiera, ABC News, Islamabad.
North Alabama native and CIA officer Johnny Michael Spann was buried at Arlington National Cemetery today. He was laid to rest with full honors from the Marine Corps, where he was a captain of artillery before joining the intelligence service. Spann, a paramilitary officer with the CIA's Special Activities Division, was killed at the Taliban prison uprising at Mazar-e-Sharif on November 25th. Rioting prisoners shot and killed Spann as the uprising began. He had been interviewing Taliban and al-Qaeda fighters, including American John Walker, who were captured after their surrender in the nearby city of Kunduz, a former stronghold for the Islamic fundamentalists. Meanwhile, senior members of the Bush administration are deciding whether to release a newly discovered videotape of Osama bin Laden, recorded after the attacks on New York and Washington on September 11th. ABC's Barbara Pinto has more.
At Arlington National Cemetery, a stirring reminder of the cost of war. CIA officer Johnny Mike Spann was buried with full military honors. The first American killed in battle on Afghan soil was 32, leaving behind his wife and 3 young children.
I want to tell you that my husband is a hero. But Mike is a hero not because of the way that he died, but rather because of the way that he lived.
Spann served as a captain in the Marines before joining the CIA.
His example is our inspiration. His sacrifice is our strength.
Spann was killed in a bloody prison uprising near Mazar-e-Sharif, just hours after he was videotaped interrogating American Taliban fighter John Walker. Walker could face charges connected to Spann's death and is now being held at Marine Camp Rhino in southern Afghanistan. Also in government custody, a newly acquired videotape of Osama bin Laden, found in a home in Afghanistan. On the tape, bin Laden, speaking in Arabic, reportedly says he was pleasantly surprised at the extent of the damage at the World Trade Center. The White House is now deciding whether or not to release that tape as further evidence of bin Laden's guilt.
But for those who see this tape, they'll realize that not only is he guilty of incredible murder, he has no conscience and no soul, that he represents the worst of civilization.
In an effort to prevent future terrorist attacks, the U.S. Customs Service announced a new crackdown on the illegal export of American weapons and technology. Barbara Pinto, ABC News, Washington.
Melissa Bomback returns with a look at the weather forecast next, and driving conditions out there are kind of risky.
Yeah, we're seeing wet roadways and light drizzle and even some fog across parts of the tri-state, so you don't want to go out driving tonight if you don't have to. We're going to see rain chances on the increase this week as well, and I'll have your complete forecast in just a moment. First, let's take a look at our Color Our Weather World's winner for tonight. Congratulations, and I'll be right back with your forecast.
This segment of News 18 brought to you by King's Furniture and Appliances.
At King's Furniture and Appliances, you could get your appliances free. Shop all the competition. Bring us their best price. If we don't beat their best price, we'll give it to you free. You can hear the Christmas bells ringing, and that means old Santa is on his way. Let Santa find his milk and cookies in a refrigerator freezer 2-door no frost ice maker ready. Was $468, now $275. Or a Frigidaire side-by-side no frost ice and water through the door. Was $1,099, now $568. King's Furniture and Appliances, 2821 Rock Park Circle Southwest in Dothan, where you could get your appliances free.
8 maids and W, 7 spots of swimming, 6 geese a laying, 5 roast beef sandwiches.
5 roast beef sandwiches?
That can't be right.
It says 5.
Announcing Arby's Holiday 5 for $5 deal. Get 5 regular roast beef sandwiches for just $5. We'll even gift wrap them.
I thought it was 5 golden rings.
It says roast beef sandwiches.
That's the way I remember.
I kind of like the change.
Hurry in for Arby's 5 for $5 deal and satisfy your grown-up tastes.
Buy your new flooring at Brian Holloway Carpet One and pay nothing till 2003. On top of super low prices, you pay nothing till 2003. You'll save on every type flooring, carpet, vinyl, laminates, wood, and ceramics. All the best name brands with thousands of styles and colors to choose from. Every department on sale and make no payments till 2003. Hurry in to Brian Holloway Carpet One and take advantage of this great offer. Brian Holloway Carpet One, when it comes to flooring, nobody does it better.
My favorite thing about First United Methodist Church is the wonderful people. Basketball, Sunday school, church, children's choir, and Sunday school. Choir and Sunday school and vacation Bible school. All our friends and all the fun activities we have is children's church and choir.
There's a place for your children and you at First United Methodist Church.
This weather segment brought to you by Hardee's.
And now, WDHN News 18 weather with Melissa Bomback.
Welcome back. We are seeing a wet, dreary night all across the tri-states with some fog in parts of the area. So be very, very careful if you do have to drive tonight. Right now at the Dothan Airport, they are reporting overcast skies, and we are seeing a little drizzle across parts of the tri-states. The current temperature is 57. It's very, very muggy out there with a dew point at 57 degrees as well. The humidity is at 100%. Today's high only reached 65 degrees. That's still above where we should be for this time of year. We should be right around 62 for our high, but it still felt kind of cold outside just because of the wet conditions, and also our temperatures have been so warm for the past couple of weeks. The low this morning was 55 degrees. We should be right around 39 for our normal low for this time of year. Tomorrow's sunset will be at 4:40 in the afternoon. Here are storm watcher temperatures from across the area. It's 59 right now in Headland. 62 is the current temperature at Finley Boyd's house in Dothan. And at the station, it is 57 degrees. So we may have a midnight low temperature tonight. Our rain totals from across the area ranged from 0.2 of an inch in Headland to 0.6 in Vicksburg and also in Webb. 0.5 fell at Finley Boyd's house in Dothan, and they saw just under 0.4 of an inch of rain at the airport. Now here's a look at the local Doppler radar. We are seeing light drizzle. It's not getting picked up on the radar right now. And you can see that the heavier showers are pretty much out of here. They are seeing some heavy showers in the Panhandle right now, but that's about it. We're just going to continue to see this light drizzle for the next few hours, and that fog is going to continue to get thicker and thicker as the night progresses. So for the morning commute, it looks like we're going to see a foggy morning commute, and it's going to be cloudy as well. Then the sun will break through in the afternoon hours. So it's going to be a pretty nice afternoon tomorrow. Here's a look at the Doppler radar across the state right now. No rain is falling, no heavy rain, no showers across Alabama at the current time. Just some spotty showers in Florida and up in Georgia as well. But we are seeing that drizzle across the area. Now, the satellite image isn't picking up the low clouds either. You can see it a little bit. It's a little gray in southeast Alabama right now. Mississippi is clear. That's going to filter into our area for tomorrow afternoon. So drier air is headed our way. But we are still going to see these low clouds in the morning hours and that fog as well tomorrow morning. Here's the Storm Watch 18 satellite and radar image across the nation right now. We are seeing some snow in the higher elevations out west, some cloud cover across the midsection, and then the precipitation, the low pressure that produced the precipitation across the tri-states this morning is now up in the Carolinas and up towards West Virginia as well. Here's a look at what's happening right now. That low pressure system you can see is on its way up the coast. High pressure is going to begin to filter into our area tomorrow, and we're going to see a pretty nice day tomorrow afternoon. Then we have a 20% chance of showers Wednesday and a very, very good chance of rain on our Thursday. For tonight, our lows are going to be in the 50s. Now, tomorrow's highs are going to be in the 60s once again. Tonight, expect some drizzle and some fog, bad driving conditions. The low is going to be around 54 degrees, and for tomorrow, we're going to see that morning fog, then we will see breaks in the clouds and partly cloudy skies will come out. The high tomorrow will be around 67 degrees. And here's your day planner tomorrow. Be careful driving tomorrow morning. We're going to see foggy conditions. And then mostly cloudy skies in the early afternoon, partly cloudy skies in the later afternoon, and also tomorrow evening. Your temperatures are going to be pretty steady in the morning hours, and they're going to rise in the afternoon hours as that sun begins to peek out. For your extended forecast, we have a 20% chance of showers Wednesday, a very, very good chance of rain on Thursday, and then Friday morning we are going to see some cloud cover, partly cloudy skies Friday, and then we may even see some rain on Sunday. So it does look like a wet work week, but we definitely need the rain.
We really do. I mean, no crops in the ground. It's not going to really help the lawns much, but things are just getting dry.
Yes, yes. Help our drought out a little bit.
We need the help. Thanks, Melissa. If you could use some help deciding how to help local charities and nonprofit agencies this Christmas, a new website's up and running that can give you some guidance. The Community Foundation of Southeast Alabama has a consolidated list on its website of local projects that they've reviewed that still need additional money.
We provided $40,000 in grants about 2 weeks ago that went to 21 organizations, and now some of those were not completely funded through that process. So we are posting a consolidated list, a summary of those same grants.
The website for the Community Foundation is www.cfsea.org. The Community Foundation helps local people and nonprofit agencies find funding for projects here in the Wiregrass. Kim Allen is up next with sports, and you've got some high school basketball action for us tonight.
Yeah, busy night here in the Wiregrass. We'll have highlights from some area games and look at where all of the SEC football teams will go bowling this holiday season. That more when we return. Stay with us.
This weather segment brought to you by Jones Baird Chevy Olds, the lowest sales tax rate in the Wiregrass.
At Jones Baird Chevrolet Olds in Geneva, we have a large selection of trucks. Jones Baird is your small town, big volume dealer. If you're looking for a pre-owned car or truck, we have several to choose from. Jones Baird has the lowest sales tax rate in the Wiregrass. So if you're looking for clean, pre-owned transportation or the truck, Jones Baird in Geneva is the place. Come see one of our friendly sales staff at Jones Baird. We're large enough to serve you and small enough to care.
From 3 generations of our family to yours, we wish you a happy holiday season. And we're going to celebrate this season with savings like these. An 18th century bed, highboy, or dresser with beautiful carvings. Your choice, $4.99. This luxurious queen pillow top, mattress, box spring, $149 each piece. Because at Chandler's, we have the only local distribution center where our volume buying can save you money at all area locations.
It's the sales event you've been waiting for. It's Comcast Cable's Holiday Instant Install Special. Now through Thursday, December 13th, order Comcast Cable and receive free installation guaranteed in 24 hours, plus your first month service at half price. What could be better holiday savings? How about free HBO for 3 months with any digital cable order? So don't delay. Call Comcast for these great holiday savings today. 1-888-COMCAST now.
Join us Tuesday for News 18 in the morning. Our friends from the Wiregrass Humane Society will be here with some more adorable pets for adoption. And meteorologist Jordan DeTilio will have your latest weather. Join us.
First National Bank with locations in Dothan and Ashford. Definitely different defines us.
And now, WDHN News 18 Sports with Kim Allen.
Welcome back. It was a busy night in high school basketball as teams across the area prepare for a number of upcoming holiday tournaments. In Cottonwood, the Bears played host to an area opponent as Geneva County made the trip down 53. Head out to Cottonwood this evening, and Clay Elliott and company looking for the win at home, and it looked good early. Chase Brown to Elliott. Nice rotation to Chris Trawick. He drains the jumper. Head coach Kenny Keith not pleased, and would see his team make a run back. Calvin Smith drains the 3. He had 13. Then good rotation by the Bulldogs, and Marcus Hilliard set up in the corner. He gets 3 of his own. He had 11. But Trawick coming back the other way, going to set up Elliott down in the post, little turnaround fall away, and he knocks it down. Cottonwood head coach Cleon Kennedy hopeful, but it was not to be. Johnny Ward sets up Miller for another 3. Geneva County hot from the outside, and they would win it in overtime, 48-39. Houston Academy at home with Wicksburg, and the Panthers up by 2 in the fourth quarter. HA looking to come back, but Thomas Harrison cross court to Van Baker. He misses, but Vandrell Rivers cleans it up. Wicksburg by 2 late, but Drew McNutt to Blake Xenophon. He nails the jumper. Raiders up 1. So Wicksburg talks it over, tied at 37 now. Trey Bezel turns it over. Ben Booth ahead to Jason Dawkins, and won 39-37 at that point, and Wicksburg hangs on for the 40-37 victory. In girls action, the Lady Raiders were also at home facing Wicksburg in the other half of that boys-girls doubleheader. Head to the action in this one, and Abby Corbin gets the putback. AJ cheerleaders like that, but Heidi Horchett finds Jessica Bradford, and she finds room in the lane. Uses the glass to get 2. Wicksburg talks it over in the huddle. Cheslin Metcalf, though, comes back the other way, blocked by Horchett. Nice defense, but Metcalf gets revenge to Corbin. Nice look for the lay-in. But Melissa Tomley here misses the free throw. Chiquita Daniels eventually takes it away from an HA defender and puts it in for 2. Wicksburg up 14-12 at the half, and the Lady Panthers win it 42-26. Geneva County at Cottonwood in girls action, and the Lady Bulldogs in control. Mary Neal drives for 2. Kiara Snell then coming the other way. She's going to turn it over. And Neal, this was the last play she would have in this ball game because her team up by 35 as she lays it in right there. Geneva County head coach Chad McKnight likes that. Gwen Anderson then drives, uses the window for 2 more. Geneva County up big. They go on for the 63-30 victory. In NCAA men's basketball action, a pair of SEC teams in action. Arkansas a winner. They beat UNC Greensboro by 15. Vandy not as lucky. The Commodores fall to Tulane 87-77. The postseason bowl picture is set after a crazy finish to the 2001 regular season. LSU's win against Tennessee in the SEC championship game has set the final destination for a total of 8 Southeastern Conference programs.
The bowl season kicks off on December 18th, but the first SEC school won't be in action until the 27th, when Alabama travels to Shreveport, Louisiana, to face Big 12 representative Iowa State in the Independence Bowl. The next day, Georgia, who is one of the biggest losers in the SEC bowl picture, will face Boston College in the Music City Bowl. Instead of playing on New Year's Day, the Bulldogs are heading to Nashville thanks to LSU's upset win against Tennessee in the SEC championship game. On New Year's Eve, Auburn, who had a disappointing end to the regular season, will look for redemption, playing an ACC foe in the Peach Bowl. The Tigers square off with North Carolina at the Georgia Dome. New Year's Day features 4 SEC programs among the 6 days contest. It will be a rematch of last year's Outback Bowl when South Carolina faces Ohio State in Tampa. The Gamecocks pulled one of last season's biggest bowl upsets, shocking the Buckeyes 24-7 at Raymond James Stadium. Arkansas received a surprise big money bowl bid when the Razorbacks got the invite to play Oklahoma in the Cotton Bowl. Houston Nutt's team is 7-4, while the Sooners have settled for the Cotton after falling out of national title contention late in the season. Tennessee, which saw its national title hopes dashed by LSU on Saturday night, has a December 1st date with Michigan in the Citrus Bowl. The Bayou Bengals upset and win against the Vols earned Nick Saban's team a BCS invite. LSU will play in its own backyard, facing the Big Ten champions from Illinois at the Superdome. On January 2nd, Florida, which received a BCS at-large bid, will travel to Miami to face the ACC champs from Maryland in the Orange Bowl. And on January 3rd, Miami and Nebraska will square off for the Sears National Championship Trophy at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena.
You can see all the BCS games right here on WDHN. One more quick note on Monday Night Football score again. Miami over Indianapolis, big, 41-6.
All right, thanks, Kim.
Yes.
We'll be back with more in a moment. Stay with us.
Remember when you'd wake up to the smell of Mom's sausage and biscuits? No, you woke up to the smell of your brother's cheap cologne. You must be thinking about Hardee's new Hillshire Farms smoked sausage biscuit. The great taste of Hillshire Farms hardwood smoked sausage on one of our famous made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuits. It's too bad your brother couldn't bottle this. Come on in and try Hardee's smoked sausage biscuit. Hardee's, the way food ought to be.
Santa is filling his list with these great gift ideas from Burnham Shoes. Men's Florsham dress shoes, now $69.99. Men's Timberland, a select group of casual shoes and boots, $69.99 to $89.99. Men's dress and casual styles from Dockers, Bass, Hush Puppies, Rockport, and Clark's, $49.99 to $89.99. Men's and women's Daniel Green house slippers, $24.99 to $39.99. Don't forget our great stocking stuffers, belts, socks, and gift certificates. Santa says, shop Burnham Shoes, the home of happy feet.
Hey kids, Santa will be at WDHN Friday, December 14th at 6 p.m. to meet some lucky children. WDHN will be taping Santa and the kids, which will be televised at different times over the holiday season. So get your parents to bring you to WDHN Friday, December 14th at 6 p.m. so we can put you and Santa on TV.
Finally tonight, brought to you by First Bank of Dothan.
Here they come. Future doctors, merchants, builders, and teachers. One day they'll save for their futures and their children. They'll bring to life their parents' best wishes. And as we have been for each generation that's come before, we will be here for them too, helping make possible their dreams, their promises of a lifetime.
Where others have their branches, we have our roots. The First Bank of Dothan, member FDIC.
Police officers in central Alabama were reluctant to respond when calls came in about a shark in the road, but that's just what they found. Police in the town of Argos say they found a 6-foot shark just off Highway 11. Police took the shark back to City Hall. They're not sure where it came from or how it got in the road, but they suspect someone dumped it after a trip to the Gulf. Officers say the shark was still fresh and bleeding and appeared to have only been out of the water for about a day. Unsolved mystery.
Yeah.
We're going to check it again with Melissa Bombach to find out how driving conditions will be in the morning.
Yeah, it's going to be a foggy commute tomorrow. Expect mostly cloudy skies until the afternoon hours tomorrow. The sun will rise at 6:30. Expect the fog in the morning and partly cloudy in the afternoon hours.
All right, thanks, Melissa. And thank you for watching the late edition of News 18. We invite you to stay with us for Nightline up next on Channel 18. For Melissa Bombach, Kim Allen, and all of us here at WDHN, good night.
Alabama businesses large and small pay millions in state taxes every year, and we agree. When you make money, you pay your fair share in taxes. That's what the Business Community Plan for Fixing the Education Trust Fund does. But Governor Siegelman's plan raises our taxes, whether a business makes a profit or not. Raising taxes means more people will lose their jobs. Prices for food, daycare, and medicines will increase. Alabama's recession will just get worse. Governor, raising taxes now is just not the answer.
December 10th, 2001.
Americans know only his face and
and his crimes.
He was quite a pleasant man, very soft-spoken.
This man knew him before he was a household name.
He thinks he has an open ticket to heaven.
But did Saudi Arabia miss a chance to capture him?
The Saudis refused because they are stuck. They cannot let him free, they cannot imprison him, and they cannot kill him, and they cannot hand him over to the Americans. Each option will give them bad trouble.
And in the end, he believes there are few options left when dealing with Osama bin Laden.
Either kill him or arrest him.
Tonight, the Prince and Osama bin Laden.
From ABC News, this is Nightline. Substituting for Ted Koppel and reporting from Washington, Chris Bury.
Exactly 2 months ago, the president's national security advisor asked the networks not to broadcast Osama bin Laden videotapes. They were propaganda.